Here I'll be comparing and contrasting the roles of an individual coach and a team coach. Amanda Reddin is the GB gymnastics team coach, and she needs to have friend qualities which need to be more friendly because the players have no team. They have no teammates because they're not part of a team. They're individuals. Therefore, they need that extra level of trust. They need a manager quality to have organisation, but they don't need it so much for selection of teams because they are in a team. They particularly need it at higher levels as well, to organise Olympic Games and highly important games. They need innovating qualities because they need new ideas to be tested and tried, but maybe, depending on the level, they may be less accepting of these ideas because they know what's best for them and what works for them. They need motivating qualities too from the coach, as they have no motivation from the team or anyone else as their only individual. Whereas when on a team player, for example, Eddie Jones is the GB rugby coach, he doesn't need as much level of friendliness towards them, but because they have quite strong friend bonds between the team. So many players are friends within the team. They need to be more serious, and because it's such a high impact sport, so they don't need to be as friendly and gentle. They need to have innovative qualities because they need new ideas for new tactics and for what can be used to get the ball across the line. The team can be more accepting of this when one person in the team, for example, the captain, understands. They can talk the team through how to do this and help them pass it on to the team. They need high manager qualities because they need to be organised, the selection of the teams and all the games that they play, and they need feedback between the team players and the manager. Having the manager present could also motivate the team to do better so they can improve. They need motivating qualities because it's a high arousal game, so they need to be pumped for the high impact sport, whereas gymnasts don't need to be highly motivated, highly aroused, because it's such a gentle sport. For the others, there are many other factors that can determine how friendly or how innovative or how motivating they are. So depending on their age, if they're younger, they tend to be more friendly and generate more ideas because they are younger and they can pick up things really quickly. They have less organisation because it's not so serious at that level. It's more just for recreational. They need to have health and safety and legal requirements because of different age groups, and they need to be able to motivate them no matter what level they are. They need to be motivating to make them want to come back and keep training or working. Gender of the player, the friendship will, like unintentionally, the coach will have different friendship with different genders, depending if they have things in common or if they get on. They need to be innovative with different genders, just depending on personality and how well they get on with each other. And they need to be managing and motivating too, no matter what gender they are. The nature of the sport can really be a factor because friendship will depend on the type of sport, and no matter whether it's a team sport, an individual sport or whatever, Because in a gymnast team, they're friends with the coach, but a team sport aren't quite so friendly with the coach. Innovation can depend on whether or not this kind of sport can be improved upon, or whether they need change, or whether it's set rules, or different new tactics can be introduced. Managers will be needed in nearly all sports, no matter what level or nature of the sport. For example, most football teams and most other teams have managers. Motivation, as said before, comes in different forms, different levels of arousal. So rugby is a lot of motivation, it's high arousal, whereas like snooker or pool or gymnastics has lower arousal. So it needs to be different. The motivation needs to be channeled in a different way. At different levels, different ability levels, the friendship can change, because if they have a high ability, they may have less of a friendship with their coach, because there is such a serious point in their ability. So they can also be, then for the innovator, they less open to new ideas because they know what they want and they are very successful. They may need more management because although they're older and they have a higher ability, they still need to have the connections through the coaches, and motivation is the same, but depending on the situation. With experience, it's similar to ability, but different levels of experience require different levels of friendship and different levels of innovating, managing, and motivating. So if someone is less experienced, they may need more motivation so that they can be better and they can do their best. Whereas if they have more experience, they may need less motivating because they know what they want, so they know that they've got to work towards it and they haven't got to be pushed. Similarly, for manager, they might need more managing, because if they are lower experienced, they may not have an understanding of of what to do and how everything works together. And for innovating, if someone is inexperienced, they may be open to new ideas to help them learn better. Or if they are more experienced, they may also want new innovating ideas depending on their age, because if they've been training for a long time, they may need new ideas.